Yes. So is this your workshop?
Yes, this is my house where I live. So I have two sections. So this is the mini side, very close to my bedroom. I spend most time here. Then I have
Right.
some other space again, a room where I do my packaging. So this is like my R&D lab where I
Okay.
test my batteries, where I do some little research and testing. Then yeah, then when I want to do coupling, I do it in a bigger room. Well, I live
That is
here,
great.
so I'm always here. Yeah.
That's very great. So at VCBay, we
Mhm.
recently, released a green tech report, like green tech report of Africa. So wherein we covered all the,
Okay.
startups, all the green tech startups, and we featured your startup Quadloop because, of course, it's a remarkable startup. So why don't you tell something about Quadloop and yourself?
Okay, so for myself, of course, I'm Nigerian. I was born here in Lagos. You know, I grew up here in the southwestern region of Nigeria. I schooled in Ibadan. It's the southwest region as well. Then I love electronics because when I was from secondary school, I've started fixing stuffs like mobile phones and stuff like that. You know, getting small money from that. Then after my NYSC, I got a job as a field service and technician for the telecoms. So
I've heard
during
you,
that time,
you
2015,
you've
yeah,
also studied
can you hear
economics,
me?
right?
Yes, I did economics, yeah, economics education, yeah. But I had more flair for handy stuff and technical stuff.
Right.
So I was fortunate enough to join the team at 2015 during the IHS Power Swap project. That was with the telecom company. So we were supposed to take out the diesel generators and install a solar hybrid system. So that was my first hand experience with what's it called, with solar panels. So we went around to several regions of Nigeria to install these solar panels and hybrid and DC generators, you know. So during that period, that is when I saw that some people in certain areas don't have lights, right? And most of them were just coming to meet me like, Oga, please can we get some, can you give us some little power to charge our phones, to give us some lightning from the base station? I said, no, we can't connect you from the base station. So that was what brought about what I thought of. Okay, we can actually build something that can power these small basic appliances like charge phones and like basic lightning. And we have so much abundant sunlight. So why not? So that's when I started thinking of how to form Quadloop. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So could you shed some light on all the products that you have?
Okay, so first we started with some prototypes of different products. So we're just trying to see products that could really solve problems, you know. But we first did a product that is called the gas leak detector. So what that does is that some houses in Lagos have a centralized gas plant that feeds different flats. So
Mm.
we have cases whereby fire outbursts and stuff. So we decide to say, okay, if we have this device that could detect any leakages from one of the pipe routes into different kitchens and stuff, we can, you know, we can reduce the rate of fire and gas explosion. So we did that prototype, we tested that, but it wasn't something that has such a large market because the incident of fire, of course, it do happens, but it doesn't really reoccur. It's not something that occurs so much, and people are taking precautions. So we wanted to push out something that has a real need and solve the real problem. That's a problem, but it's not a real problem. So we now look forward to see, okay, what about maybe charging phones and lanterns? So rural areas, because they need that so much, most of the areas here in Nigeria are rural upgrade areas. You know, most of the rural areas are rural upgrade areas. So we decided to try that out. So we now did a prototype. Let me show you a prototype of the first prototype we did. You would like to see?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
just one second. Okay, this was the first this was the first prototype we did. This was made out of a circuit breaker box. You can see it.
Right, right. Okay.
It was made out of of a circuit breaker box. It charges with a 6-volt solar panel. So this one is always up here and this panel out there. So every day I use this one at my house here to, just here. So we started with this and we tested the market with we did up to 60 to 100 units. And we sold them out. People bought this thing for about 5,500, 5,600, 6,000 naira at that time. That was in 2018. So we're like, wow, this is really good. There's the need for this. Unlike the gas prototype that we did that wasn't really moving. So we decided to, do a better version of this, because this you can't charge your phone. So the better version we did now, you could charge your phone with it. And I have that version, but I don't think I'm allowed to display that right now because it's something that we're trying to work on the patents and stuff, so we don't want to put it out there like that.
Right.
So yeah, that's how far we've come so far.
That's great. And you must know that like Africa comes second after Australia in terms of per square kilometer of solar radiation. So has this played an important factor in convincing people to move towards solar energy?
Okay, so yes, I haven't read the news recently that the Sahara Desert, they are planning to put solar panels on the Sahara, because of course there's so much sunlight in the Sahara. So doing like a large mini grid system in the Sahara is gonna help to boost of course to boost production in terms of energy supply and stuff. So we in Africa, especially Nigeria, we have very good advantage because of the heavy sunlight. I mean, panels like polycrystalline panels that are actually fading off the market now still works best here because they work because we have abundant sunlight, right? So yes, like regions like Kano, the northern region of Nigeria, has more sunlight than where I am. So people from that area have better sunlight than the southwest region where I am. So I see so much opportunities in terms of a need and in terms of natural resources available, just to fill in the gap. So all we need is just to have more people like myself that build indigenous products that will help fill in that gap at least at the space of period of time.
So who are your customers? Like, are they mostly from the rural areas or from urban areas as well?
So for this version, this was mainly for strictly rural areas. But this new version is more of urban and rural and peri-urban areas, because I can't really say it's fully urban, because there are some areas that are fully urban in Nigeria that these guys have constant power. They could afford power from PHCN. So PHCN give them constant light because they could pay. If they don't give them lights, PHCN lose money. So they are like A-listers, premium customers. So areas like that might not be able to need this version, but people in peri-urban areas, of course, that don't really have that, do a mix of generator, they don't have constant power, and the people in rural developing areas that might not have power at all. Those are the people those are the target markets for this product. And of course, because it's designed in a very more fancy way, whereby users can use the remote control to control it. So it's not really rural per se, so it fits into the urban as well.
Yeah, that's great. And I read that in June 2020, like 47% of the Nigerians were not able to get on-grid access to electricity. So this is definitely, stifled the economic activity as well as job creation in Nigeria. So do you have any strategy, to fill this gap?
So for that, we are planning to build, after this product, we are planning to move fully into solar home systems, because people don't really focus on solar home system. People basically focus on the traditional inverter system. But appliances these days are low energy consumption, mostly DC powered appliances. So if you look at from that angle, you know that the future is actually solar home systems, whereby you can do a plug and play device that can power basic appliances. So we have a larger market on that angle as well, because the number of people that need solar home systems how would I put it? They are people that have basic appliances compared to people in rural areas that maybe just need lights for their radio or to charge their phone. But people that will want to serve with solar home systems can have televisions, can have fans, can have a portable desktop fridge, you know. So we are planning to work on building solar systems, solar home systems in the near future. We are on the research already. We won't have a kind of prototype, but yeah, we like to build prototypes, but put them on the low. All right.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what has the growth trajectory of Quadloop been like till now?
Okay, so for that, we've been able to get some positive feedback. We've been able to help on several kind of incubation program. Last year, we were in the Lagos Business School, where we got trained and got some sort of funding in terms of grants. So we were able to move very fast from November 2019 to date. We've attained some good traction in terms of exposure and in terms of investors. So we are just working on trying to make sure we don't do business as usual. We want to have a unique value proposition. So what we're trying to do basically is to leverage electronic waste to build this product. That is what Quadloop is all about. Electronic waste, to reuse materials from electronic waste to form a closed loop, like using a closed loop business model. So that's basically what we are keen about. So we're just still trying to find our grounds on that. But currently, we are still using laptop batteries, like this is laptop batteries. So we extract the cells that we use to build this. So this we have them, we buy them in larger amounts, dismantle, run a test using these devices to run tests. Then we take the good ones, then we reuse them. So the model is about trying to waste to value, like a closed loop system for circular economy, right? So, and it's been great so far.
That's great. So are you planning to expand out of Nigeria, expand to other countries in future?
Yes, and we are actually looking at other neighboring African countries that have similar power issues. I've not tried to. I have friends in Tanzania. I have a few friends in Ghana. So I've been getting feedback, and these guys are into the energy sector as well. Most of them are indigenous of citizens of Tanzania and Ghana. So I get feedback from them. But if we want to expand to any country, we are looking at Tanzania because we have similar scenarios. Ghana has a better power. So we are looking to do that in the nearest future.
That's great. But aren't there any challenges that you might face, like in terms of red tapeism or lack of resources, like when you plan to expand to different countries?
Yeah, so for me, I believe so much in partnerships because most times you just have to have a win-win mindset, because you can't just come into some other person's country and decide to want to dominate. You guys have to sit down and agree on a fair term, and yeah. So of course there will be challenges, but I believe in having a win-win negotiation power, negotiating on the win-win point of view. And I mean, if it's clear, everyone is fine, we'll move ahead. If not, we'll look for other options. But I've not tried any. I've not tried to have a talk with people based on that, but I believe we can talk things over at that point.
Okay, that's great. So can you tell us something about your team, the Quadloop team, who has helped you realize your vision of building this startup?
Yes, so when I started out, it was just myself. Then at some point I needed to bring a few guys in. So I met a lady in the workspace that I usually use somewhere in Yaba, and she really did help very well. She was able to make me see potentials in the company, because at some point I felt like, man, this thing is not, I don't think it's working, So, but she was able to make me see that you don't give up, you just need to keep pushing and keep pushing. And yeah, but currently we have a team of 4, including myself. I have a lady called Osele. She's a member of the Energy Institute. Yes, she's a chemical engineer by profession, and she's really, really smart. So I have my media guy, Mr. Bakari. So he also he helps in terms of media and adverts and publicity, right? So and I have a technical team, but they don't work full time in Quadloop because they have
Okay.
yeah. So it's more like when we want to do some sort of installation or some sort of research, or product testing or stuff like that, you know. So yeah, that's when I bring them in. So we have both in-house team and we have team that we outsource.
How did you keep yourself and your team motivated during the pandemic? It must have been difficult.
Yeah, also for the pandemic, it was difficult, but we were at the stage of building our improved version. So we're more like talking to our key resource partner, doing some modifications, doing some, you know, some diagram sketches and stuff. So we're not really moving so much, but we're making progress at the same time because everything we need, we have to do it over the phone, maybe calling and doing
Okay.
sharing videos. So we're making progress during we even made more progress during the pandemic because a lot of people were indoor, but we were actually doing some underground movement and we're making good progress. That was where we came up with the improved version during the pandemic.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So, in December 2020, Nigeria's federal government, announced a program that will focus on empaneling 5 million solar connections of off-grid communities. So, what are your plans for that?
Yeah, so when you talk about Nigeria and the government, so it's a very dicey situation because you don't know the government don't know you. So we are just trying to do our bits. We are just trying to do a kind of B2C, B2B model. And if the government see us as, okay, hey, you can come on board and, I mean, provide them certain units of your product to certain number of people, that's a B2G, business to government business model. We can hop on it, but we are not trying to want to contradict or want to push ourselves to the governments and say, hey, we want to do this. We just want to do what we could do with people that need our services. And if the government see any need for us in terms of partnership or B2G, then we'll work on that. But we don't really want to hop on the government's agenda, right?
Okay. So, what is the feedback from your customers? Like, when they buy your product, I'm sure, like, especially for the rural areas, many children are able to do their assignments because of solar energy. Many businesses are able to run because of it. So what has the feedback been like?
Okay, so for the feedback for this, when we started selling this, our target market was hospitals in rural areas because we have several small hospitals in villages that have like maybe 12 to 15 wards, like each rooms, like different wards, like one room with two beds. So these guys were living, we were running on generator, the portable generator system. And those hospitals are mainly for pregnant and nursing mothers. So having those generators
Okay.
there wasn't really helping the nursing and the pregnant women. So we had to target them first. And they showed so much interest in having to acquire our product because they were already losing money on generator fuel and stuff, and the noise, and of course the health effect of the CO2. So our first early adopters were hospitals in rural developing areas. Those are the people that bought more units than just homes or schools. So we got feedback mainly from doctors and hospital owners in rural developing areas.
Mhm.
So we leverage on this feedback because initially this wasn't giving them what they wanted because after a period of time, it goes off. The light stopped working, maybe
Mhm.
6 months. So we had to take them back. We had to iterate on that. And we noticed that our circuit had some sort of issue whereby over time, during the charge and discharge process of the lithium ion battery, it doesn't come on anymore. So in other words, not making the lamp to come on. So we had to go back to the lab to iterate on that. That is what brought about this improved version. So we are working from the feedback we got from this existing version to correct it on the improved version. Yeah.
That's great. So, what's in the pipeline for Quadloop?
Yeah, so for now, we are still we're planning to roll out the improved version before mid-year. We are looking at rolling out 500 units of the improved version. So we've already done some market survey. We've already contacted some customers. On our website, we had a prepaid link there whereby people can of course order, but you can't pay, but just when you click pre-order, we'll get your information, we'll give you a call, and we'll put you on our list of customers that want to acquire this product when it's out. So far we've gotten feedback from our online lead channel. We've gotten feedback from I mean, when I say feedback, people that wants to buy it from online, and also people that we met during our market survey in some states in the Southwest region. So we are just trying to conclude on some components. And one of the major components of the product is the circuit. So we don't produce the circuit here in Nigeria. So we produce the circuit in China. So the COVID has really just caused some sort of delay getting the circuit down, because the workflow in China has really gone down a bit. So the people don't really move as free as they used to. So that's giving us so much concern right now, even though we would have just launched by April. So we are looking at by May or early June, we should have had that running, because because we depend on China for building our circuit board. That is why we have that delay. But that's what we plan to do. 500 units before mid-year.
That's great.
Thank you.
And, all the best for your products, and all the best for your future operations. And thank you so much, for taking out your time for this interview.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Come on. Welcome. I really appreciate the time. Yeah. So
and we'll talk soon once again.
All right then. Take care. Yeah, bye.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah, you too. Bye.